Are you willing to sacrifice everything? That's the first I will say to you. Are you willing to cry? Are you willing to stay day and night thinking and anxious and everything like that? Are you willing to do that? You wake up and you cry. Like, there are sometimes I've cried. I'll be like, why can I not be like this person? I mean, there's a lot of people that want to do the same thing. And if you are not ready to eat, you're gonna get eaten.
Is talent enough in this industry, or knowing the right people more important?
Talent can help you, but I think that it's about who you know, not what you know. It's who you know.
How does it feel to have such a strong mother?
Grateful. That's what I could say. Grateful. Because you hear these stories and you see the way, and it's so funny because when you're growing up, you don't notice these things, but when you're like a certain age, and you see the way you study her and you see the way she's moving, like maybe she goes to work, some things that she say, you feel like, right, this woman is someone that has gone through a lot.
What did you have to give up to follow this passion?
Friends, my social life.
I know that was tough, but was it worth it? Nowadays, we see actors on our screens all the time. They're always telling a story. However, we rarely get to hear about their story, the struggles behind the scenes, and what it's actually like to build a career in this industry. The guest I joined with today not only is an actor, but he's taken a step further and built his own production company. But what makes his story so special is that his production company was inspired by his mother. I'm going to leave it there. Make sure you guys stay tuned for this whole episode. And without further ado, I would love to welcome King Davies Dogbe onto the podcast. King Davies, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Really, really means a lot, and I'm honored. Seriously, I'm honored.
Thank you. Pleasure's all ours. Now, King Davies, you're an actor, but you're also becoming a writer, a producer, a founder. There's so many things going on. What are you actually trying to build?
To be honest, I just for me as a creator, I used to call myself an actor, but now I call myself a creator, a filmmaker, just to build a legacy. Meaning that obviously people that comes after me can remember and can understand that it's actually easy and it's actually like you can do it as well. The fact that I did it means that everybody else can do it.
What's the difference between calling yourself an actor and calling yourself a creator?
So an actor, so basically the way I see is like an actor, you just wait for the job to land on your feet. You just wait for your agent, or you just wait for like someone working for you or with you to like give you the role. But as a creator, you go out there and you find the jobs. You find the job for yourself, you write it, you do everything. And that makes it more like joyful. Like I find it more like interesting, to just get in hand and say, okay, cool. Today I wake up and I feel inspired to create something, and that's it.
And you call your own shots, you create your future.
Oh yes, thank you, brother. You've already said it. There you go.
That's it. Now, let's start with acting. From the age of 12, you started acting on the streets of Vicenza.
Vicenza, yeah.
Where did that passion come from?
To be honest, everybody asks me this question. I love to ask someone saying that I always want to be seen. When you're younger, you're like, film me. I want to be the star. I want to be this, that. So that's how it started. And at that time, there was this. He's still doing his own thing as well. Bless him, and he's so good. You're doing good when someone that you used to admire becomes like close to you. His name is Ty Vines, and at that time, he was the guy that was doing like he was the only black person in Italy that was doing like Facebook videos, like skits and stuff like that. And at the age of 12, I was looking at him. I was like, wait, why? This guy is phenomenal. Why no one actually looking at him? Like, what's going on? And obviously, when I was younger, I tried to reach out, but obviously younger, he didn't reply and everything like that. But yeah, I got inspired predominantly from him, but at the same time, I wanted to do something different. And it's funny enough because now thinking about it, I spoke to my mom and I was like, Mom, do you think where did this come from for me like to want to do something? And she told me that obviously your dad is a pastor. My parents are separated, bear in mind, but my dad is a pastor. And he always wanted to like preach to people, wanted to like tell people. And I feel like that's what I am doing with my films.
Currently, what is still pushing you to carry on this dream?
Wow, that's a nice question. I would say I'm obsessed with my career, and I'm obsessed with my goals. I say this all the time. I see myself like an Academy Award winning actor. I see myself an Academy Award winning filmmaker. I see myself up there. And I always say that if you can see it in your head, and you're not afraid to speak it, it will happen. So if you can see in your head and you're not afraid to speak it, it will happen. And that's what makes me want to keep chasing my dreams.
You said you're obsessed with your career, and clearly you are because you started at such a young age. For entrepreneurs, do you think they have to be obsessed with their industry, obsessed with their choices, sorry, obsessed with their business? Or do you think that can later come on after starting a business?
There's something that someone said to me, madness and obsessions, they live they are basically like they're neighbors, and sometimes they just like give them station. And I say to you that if you don't believe on it from the start, how are you gonna achieve what you wanna achieve? So I feel like that's something that even though you don't feel that you're obsessed, but that needs to be in the back of your mind because I'm so sorry. There's a lot happening. There's a lot of people that want to do the same thing. And you have if you are not ready to eat, then you're gonna get eaten. That's how like obviously I see it.
There has to be that fire burning.
It has to be, yeah, or else you're not gonna it's gonna be hard. I mean, it's not gonna be impossible, but it's gonna be really, really hard.
Now, with actors, people see the glamour, they see the fame, the red carpet, the money, the mansions, everything. King Davies, what is acting actually like?
Waking up paranoid because obviously you didn't see results. Like I've been doing this professionally, really professional for 6 years now. And sometimes like you wake up and you cry. Like there are sometimes I've cried and I've cried. I'll be like, why can I not be like this person? And that's where the comparison comes out. And it's just you being able to like to deal with your inner demons. That's what I would say. And it's crying after trying after failure. And you just keep buying up because at the end of the day, it's not like the person that wins is the one that is on top, or is the person that loses and comes back like afterwards, and it's so hard. It's so hard. But but at the end of the day, that's how life is. Like I decided to continue this career because at the end of the day, gives me joy, and and I feel like at the end of the day, we have 100 years in this earth if you are lucky, and what are you gonna do with it?
I feel like acting or the industry acting is the worst when it comes to when it comes to comparisons because people see so many actors nowadays on screens hitting big numbers, hitting big movie roles. How do you actually deal with that from a day to day?
So before I used to obviously, well now what I do actually, sorry, what I do now actually is just like try to stay away from social media as much as possible. Thankful, thanks to God, I'm honored that I'm lucky enough to have a team that works on my social media. So I don't really do. I only say I want it to be done and stuff like that, which is fantastic. But other than that, I try to stay away from social media because it's so funny. Yeah, I don't want to like unclose some stuff, but there's some roles that I went for, like major roles, like you're talking about Top Boy and stuff like that, and I didn't get it. And you see someone else get it, and you see like, but I think I could have done better. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
that's how I see. But then I understood that if God has a plan for you, no matter what happens, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like God has a perfect plan for each of like any of us, and obviously, yeah, I just like be faithful and know that it's gonna happen.
amazing answer. Now, being an actor, if you make it big time, it's great. It's amazing. But when you're starting off, you have to be the ones to chase the roles. You have to wake up every day. You have to look at auditions. You have to prepare yourself. Now, this can lead to a lot of rejections. You're not going to get every role you apply to, and you know that better than anyone.
Any.
You have to knock on so many doors, no matter what their answer is going to be. How do you deal with that rejection? And does it bother you that they don't allow you to show your talent before closing that door?
Oh, brother, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you don't. It's hard to see someone that woke up one day, did the first audition, and got taken. One of my role model, Viola Davis, like she knocked on that door. She knocked on that door, and until the day that she actually broke that door, she was like, "I'm not wavering." You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. You just need to keep working, and that's when the discipline comes out. I need to be disciplined because obsession without discipline does not work. It doesn't work. So for me, it's about being disciplined, about knowing that it's part of life. You win by losing. You can't because if you will just win without losing, have you won? No, you've not because you don't know how it is to lose. So yeah, just keep buying in. And, yeah, doing.
That's where that fire in the back of your head, that's where that passion kicks in.
Yeah, 100%.
Have you ever considered quitting?
No, no, no.
Not even after rejections? No?
Because I said to my mom, I would prefer to be on the streets doing acting, become someone else. I said that, and when I said that to her, she was like, "Okay, cool, you really want this?" Like, no, I don't, and that's the problem. People say, "Oh, but you don't have a plan B." What happens? Life happens, innit? At the end of the day, in 90 years, I'm not gonna be still here. So, what am I gonna have to lose? You understand? Yeah, 100%,
Everyone knows when you tell your mom something, you have to stick to it.
brother. You
You
already
have
know.
to.
Yeah, especially if it's an African mom, you
Yo, you
have
have
to.
to. You have to. You
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
King Davies, is talent enough in this industry, or knowing the right people more important?
Talent can take you through the like the easy acts. Talent can help you, but is I think that it's about who you know, not what you know. It's who you know. I had to learn it. It's bad. It's so bad, but and that comes to me now. I feel like I'm grateful now to be in a position where I can help people, especially in Manchester, because I see myself as a northern actor, even though like I went to London to school. But like it's like some people come to me and it's like I'm like, yeah, sure, I can help you with this. So they knew me thanks to someone else. And yeah, it's about who you know. I can't lie. So talent can help you, but nowadays a lot of people are talented. But it's still hard. It's still hard because like the more talent people you have, the less what do you call it, the less you can actually go forward. So yeah, it's really hard. But it's about who you know.
There's there's a lot of mixed opinions on that because there's there's networking on one hand, so you know, sorting things through people that you know, but then there's also nepotism as well, where right, and you know the term, you've heard of it before. What do you think of it?
To be honest, like I was, you know what? It's so crazy because I used to judge that. Like I used to be like, why can I not? Why him? But then I asked myself this question: when, because I don't say if, but when I'm up there, I might not want to help my family. You know what I'm saying? So I used to judge, be like, oh yeah, but that's not fair. But at the end of the day, someone did what they had to do because at the end of the day, we are all providing for our family. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. That's what I will say to you because it's bad, but at the end of the day, I'm telling you, no, you can give me someone, no matter who you give me, I will tell you, and they will say, I will rather help my family because it's family first, obviously, like no man, 99%. So yeah,
King Davies, what did you have to give up to follow this passion?
friends, friends, my my social life. Uh, I think it was 2020 when I woke up one day and I was like, I look at myself in the mirror and I said to myself, I'm gonna live my old life, leave it alone, and just focus on that. So that comes with friends, that comes with some family telling you, hey, that's not gonna happen to you, eh? It didn't happen to anyone in your family, eh? So how do you think it's gonna happen to you? I had to leave them as well. Going out, I stopped going out. And people say, yeah, but that's doing too much until I do it. And then obviously I become a genius. I'm not more a madness. I'm not a madman, you understand? But anyway, So yeah, I had to give up a lot of things, and I had to be more like close to God. I had to be more close to my beliefs, be more close to me, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, you're taking the noise away and you become closer to yourself. So I had to give up a lot because that was actually what made me who I was basically until 2020. You know, the hard guy, the noisy guy, the guy that wants to be seen. But I was like, fuck all that. Yeah,
Now, I know that was tough, but was it worth it?
yeah, yeah. I can't lie. Yeah. Sometimes you look at like obviously that's why you need to stay away from social media. Sometimes you look at your friends like they are one place there, the other place there. You're like, mm, mm. But then obviously the next day you wake up and you're like, okay, cool. I mean, it's done for them. Okay, I'm still grinding. I'm still here. So yeah.
One thing I really admire about you, King Davies, is how often you highlight your mother. And before we get into how she shaped you, I have to ask: your grandfather had 15 wives, and your mum was the daughter of the seventh wife.
Crazy.
What was it like growing up in a family that big?
It's funny because I usually say to people at that time there was no TV, so I can't blame them. And secondly, I didn't know. It's so funny because I didn't know I didn't know my granddad. I didn't know my uncles and niece because I feel like I was the third generation of them to be born in Europe. I was born in Italy, but the stories I would hear it was crazy. Like for example, I did a commercial that went viral last year, a commercial, and I met one of my cousins from that commercial because obviously she saw the surname. So like, hold on, I think we are cousin. And then we went to like go we went out and we discovered that obviously, oh actually we are cousin because obviously my granddad has 15. Like, oh yeah, that's actually I thought it was 14, I thought it was 16. But yeah, there's a lot of stories, but with that, that at least you come from a impactful family. Because what I've heard about my granddad, it was like he was actually one of the best friends of the Oba at that time. He was basically the king of Benin at that time. Yeah, they used to chill back in the days. And you know these things, and then when you hear your name, when you go to your village and you hear Okunday, you'll be like, oh damn, that's them. You understand? But but obviously, too many wives, too many children. So obviously, I don't believe that we are all like united, and that's why obviously I don't know none of my cousins. I think I know like there are like 3, 4 cousins that are usually not in the UK. I feel like there's some cousin in Japan. Tell me why in Japan, but
Oh wow!
that's
Oh
fine. That's
wow!
in Japan, bro. I don't even know, but there are cousins in America as well. I have cousins everywhere, but yeah, I'm not close to them, unfortunately. But obviously, I'm trying to, because obviously, what I'm trying to, because I'm producing something which I've already produced, but obviously it's coming out next year. And obviously, one of the writers was actually my cousin, just because I saw her and know what, let's try and build this bridge again.
Now, having a family that big, it definitely has its ups, but having a family that big, having a family name so well known, it's bound to bring in so many opinions from everyone. Um, not even in general, as in your industry wise, your business wise. How do you focus on what you want without getting swayed by that all that outside noise?
It's so funny because my I say that my mom, she's my spiritual guidance. She's my spiritual guider. Like she guide me all the time. And because I was not born in Nigeria, I was not able to meet them because of their problems. That does not make me feel any kind of way. Like I feel like I can focus. I feel like that's not a problem. But I know, and go and mark this. We said this for the first time. I know that when I'm up there, everything's gonna come back. We already know. You already know. Yes, you remember me? I'm your cousin from the
Yeah.
third family. Hey, remember? Hey, bring something. It's always like that. It's always like that. So that's when it comes to that, I would like that's when I will focus on what I would do in that moment. Yeah.
Now, the main topic, your mum, Mrs. Dupe Okuyande.
Yeah, Okunday, yeah.
Okundaye. Her story is incredible, but more importantly, it sounds like an incredible woman just in general. The Biafran War, leaving Nigeria, migrating through Libya, imprisonment in Yugoslavia, racism in Italy, then moving to the UK to build a life here. How does it feel? How does it feel to have such a strong mother?
Grateful. That's what I could say. Grateful. Because you hear these stories, and you see the way, and it's so funny because when you're growing up, you don't notice these things, but when you're like a certain age, and you see the way you study her, and you see the way she's moving, like maybe she goes to work, some things that she say, you feel like, right, this woman is someone that has gone through a lot. And I'm lucky enough to have as my mom. But I was thinking, I spoke to one of my colleagues as well on my production. And I said to them, like, if this woman was not my mom and she told me a story like that, come on, like, I would treat it as if it was my mom. You know what I'm saying? Is is really deep, because, and that's why I say, like, destiny is already written. You know, understand? Because it's so crazy, because not a lot of people survived what she survived. So the fact that she's here today was meant to be, because obviously that's why I'm here today. You understand? But yeah, she's a strong woman, and I will always be grateful. And that's why I want to give her back something. Obviously, but this is just the beginning. There's a lot of things that she wants. I want to make sure that she's blessed. Like giving back, giving back to Nigeria, giving back to this. That's something I'm working on, because I just want to do it for her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
What did you learn about resilience from her?
I usually say to people, if she left if she left Nigeria on her own at the age of 21, who am I to give up? Born here in Europe. Come on. That's nothing. Like, people die in war, like people die like in war all the time. Like, people lose their family, people do this, and who am I to get sad because I didn't have a role? Come on. Like, seriously.
Sometimes when you're an entrepreneur, what's better than having that passion, that fire about the business is having a reason to do something. And I think you've got one of the best reasons just in general. Of everyone that I've interviewed, you've got one of the best reasons. When your mum watched Shadow 75,
Oh my god.
how
Yeah.
did she react?
It's funny because she was there. She oh I had to make sure that she came on set. I had to make sure she came on set. So funny.
For the audience that don't know, Shadow 75,
In the
actually
Shadows 75, yeah.
in the Shadow 75, can you explain to the audience?
In the Shadows 75 is a show film about, basically, about the journey, the fractural journey in Libya, being arrested, that my mom did. So I decided to produce this film thanks to an actress called Nikela, which is, funny enough, I met Nikela in a feature film horror movie, which is basically completely different. Yeah, and then obviously I wanted to, like, because obviously before that, in 2023, I did a show, I did a theater piece about the story of my mom. But then obviously I was like, I want to do something different. I want to elevate it. And I met with Nikela, bless her, and I told her, please, I need you to tell the story for me, because coming from a man is harder. So I want you to interview my mom and actually take something out from her and see what you can get from mom. And obviously it was hard for her, because, like, obviously when you go through trauma, you try to forget, you try to. So obviously it was hard, but we were able to, like, get the pieces together. And in the Shadow 75, just won in Manchester. Actually, we won an award in Manchester, and we got selected as one of the films to go to Locarno in Switzerland, which we just, like, we've just done the screening in Switzerland. So it's like, yeah, it's just like a fraction of my mom's life in Libya, and she meeting a character played by me, and obviously just the interaction and the intimacy, and she telling the guy that obviously she was pregnant with my first brother, and he's like, yo, that's what I say, like, resilience, bro. Like, how many people you see that they're pregnant and they decide to go through that? Like, come on, and that's like one of the reasons that keeps me just going.
When the film came out, what was her opinion? Did Did she like the whole thing?
She laughed. She laughed because bless Nikela, bless her so much. She's such a fantastic, talented filmmaker, Nikela. She had to learn the Nigeria, had to learn accents. She had to learn you had to learn the way my mom speaks sometimes. She had to because my mom had to like hide our identity because you didn't even know who was there. You don't know if they were like prisoners, you don't know if they were soldiers. So obviously she had to like hide, she had to so when my mom saw it, she laughed, but then she cried. She cried, yeah. She cried, but it's so crazy because like thinking back at it, actually it was on the 18th of October last year. Thinking about it and feel like, yeah, I wouldn't have changed nothing about it, because he had to go the way he went. He had to go the way he went. Yeah.
King Davies, tell me about Dupe Origin.
So Dupe Origins Production is a independent, now I can say award-winning production
Yes.
company.
Yeah.
Based on the story of my mom. And our goal is to tell stories like my mom's story and tell like stories, different stories, because there's a lot of stories that they're not they don't make like mainstream and stuff like that. So our goal is just to tell the real story and let them to be seen. So yeah, we've now we have our own equipment. Now we've like done some projects. Oh yeah, we are now associate producers to a show film, a Chinese show film, which was shot in London. Yeah, which is actually one of our big achievement. We are associate producers to them, and obviously that was completely in Chinese, so that's like worldwide, and it's so as well. Yeah, that film, the film there is gonna be coming up like next year, I believe. But yeah, it's just a production company. Yeah, we've just started though, but we've done so good, and I feel like because people actually resonate with the story of like my mom and with the whole project and with the whole goal.
Why go into the production industry, the production space?
I feel like I was tired of waiting for roles. Like it gets to a point that like you are more than that. You're more than an actor. You know what I'm saying? I believe that to be a better actor and to understand as well the role that your agent does, to understand the role that your casting does, you need to do all of those stuff. Because if you don't do it, you're just gonna have a perspective, and I feel like that's not a finished perspective. And I decided to tell stories because it's good to have projects. Okay, my agent be like, oh, I've landed this on you, like you're doing a marine horror movie, you're doing a Bollywood movie. And but then I'm like, you know what? I want to tell stories because I see myself as a storyteller. And that's why I was like, I want to produce my own stuff. And now we've produced already 3 films. One is already out, In the Shadows 75. And we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where do you find the capital, the money for this?
I would say, and that's when investment, and that's when having the right people around you, and that's when taking away your old life happen. Like obviously commercials, done commercials, I've saved up, and obviously private people actually coming to invest on my production. And yeah, just people wanting to like help and believe in the vision. Like I remember one day someone actually offered to give me like 15K just because they wanted me to do this film. And I was like, why would you do it? Because I like the way you are and I like the vision that you have. Because I'm telling you, there are people like this. Like people feel like, oh no, no, trust me, there are people like this. You just need to find them. And you don't even need to find them. They will come to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. They will come to you. And just manifestation as well. But yeah, yeah, just like saving and private capitals, to be honest. And investing as well, investing, because obviously you do commercials there and there instead of like spreading it out, you save it, you buy equipment, you save it, you do a production, you set like a capital for a production, and then that's it.
From there it goes.
That's from there you go. Yeah.
Imagine someone, a young person, comes up to you now, stands in front of you, and says, King Davies, I want to become an actor, or I'm an up and coming actor, or I want to create a production company. What's the main piece of advice you give them?
Are you willing to sacrifice everything? That's the first I will say to you. Are you willing to cry? Are you willing to stay day and night thinking and anxious and everything like that? Are you willing to do that? Like that's the first advice, because people sometimes go into this industry not know. As you said, that's one of the most difficult industry. The people go in there without knowing what they're going for. I'm telling you, we actors are built. We actors, we filmmakers are built different. because the kind of rejection that we go through, oh my god, it's, you can't even explain it. And you need to have like a thin skin, and that's why I will say to you, are you willing to sacrifice? And if they say yes, okay, that that's what I did. And obviously I will give them the basics. I'll tell them, listen, that's what I did. I went to this, I did that. But yeah, the first question, are you willing to sacrifice? That I'm telling you, because people just seeing it in a weird way, but trust me, sleepless nights. Hmm. Losing
Be
money
ready
for
for
to
it.
go losing money to go to auditions. Like sometimes I remember I used to go to London from Manchester to go to London without ticket because I didn't have no money to get a ticket, sleep at the train station for audition of like 10 minutes and then coming back the same day. Are you willing to do that? So if you're willing to do that, fair enough. You're in. Do you get? Let's do it.
100%. What's your end goal with the production house?
Be one of the greatest, independent. Be one of the greatest. And it's not a goal, it's not a goal, it's a vision. So be one of the greatest. That's it.
There's no question about it.
No, no, no. Helping people, making sure that stories are told, you know, be one of the greatest to tell stories. Make sure that all of them, the stories that need to be told are told, you know. And that's the difference between like, and I said this multiple times. Like when I tell all the stories to my African people, to my African community, they'll be like, oh yeah, that happened to my auntie yesterday because their stories will be told. But when you come to Europe and you told this story, they'll be like, what? They actually went on the boat. Swear down, you know? So it's like for them it's a new thing, but for people out back there, they're like, oh, that's normal. I want to tell story. I want to tell my story. I want to tell my story. Can you help me? Can you give me a leverage? Can you give me something to tell my story? That's what I want to do. And I want to be the greatest. And I'm going to be the greatest to do that. I know for a fact.
100%. And it's this mindset that's going to get you there.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Do you think, coming back to a bit of business terms, do you think the shift into entrepreneurship will take away from the opportunities that you might get to act?
No, because you need to find a balance, and that's the most important thing. If you don't find a balance, it's gonna take away. Because I was even speaking with Nikela yesterday, because she just blessed her, she just wrapped a production company. She's just wrapped a production, and obviously she did the produce. She was a producer in a short film. Great job actually, and obviously she called me. She was like, "Oh, I've just wrapped, but like." I miss acting. I want to do more plays. I want to be what I started. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I know. Because now, if you go too far, it's going to be hard to come back. So you need to find the balance, or else it will take away from you.
You spent so many years and significant money studying acting. It's a thing that you need to invest quite a bit into. Looking back, in your opinion, was going to university actually worth the investment?
People say no, but I will tell you why people say no. Because they just think that you go to uni and you go back home. You understand? So what I did was like, I was going to university, fair enough. But in my free time, while people were partying, I was studying the insights. In my university, I went to Salford for my masters after going to the University of Northampton for my BA. And during my University of Salford, we had the opportunity to actually get equipment for free. So while people were not using that, I was creating stuff. I was creating. I was networking. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, there's this network event between students. You go there, you meet producers, you meet future people because at the end of the day, we are the future. That's what I keep saying. I used to say, oh, I want to work with Ryan Coogler. That's a dream. But we're gonna be you're gonna be the new Ryan Coogler. You're gonna be the new Martin Scorsese. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be the new Michael B. Jordan. You understand? So you need to find the right people. So I would say to you, is university is not gonna help you if you don't do the work. You know, you can't just go there, study, go back home and close the book. No, you need to do the extra time. But if you don't do extra time, yeah, it's not worth it. You're wasting money.
During your studies, sorry, not during your studies, another thing that you spent, I think it was a year studying, was the Lee Strasberg method.
Oh yeah.
What is that for the audience that don't?
Is Lee Strauss is basically method acting. So instead of like acting, instead of like faking to be the character, or at least like portraying the character, you become the character. So basically you take home the experience. For example, I was on set and obviously people take it too far. But obviously there was some point that I was on set and I had to play this guy that was like fantasizes, this guy that was like trying with different women. And for me, I would not switch off. So even after the cut, I will stay in character. And don't get me wrong, it can sometimes fuck with your mental health. But at the same time, you need to be able to control it. So Lee Strauss is basically just being the character, becoming the character. Yeah. There are some, I mean, we know some episodes of people that actually died, like bless him, the Joker from Batman. He died, took it too far. But yeah, but people hate it. But I love it. I love it because it gives you like it gives you something to work with. It gives you something to like to push yourself.
Yeah, you can feel the character, you can be the character.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't lie with that. Like you look at the director with the eyes of the character. And it's so funny because the director is speaking to me. The director will speak to me. I will speak to the director as if I'm the actor. And he was just like, sorry, I'm the actor. And he was just like, sometimes we just freak out, but at the same time, be like, okay, cool. Let's take. I think it's ready. Let's take. You know what I'm saying? But I think I love it because it gave me so much to go. You know, because I feel like actors, even Stanislavski said it before. Stanislavski was another practitioner. He said it as well. Like you need to feel the character because if you don't feel him, you are faking it. You know, it becomes quite spiritual. You know,
Now, while doing that method, while carrying that out yourself, what did you discover about yourself through that process? Because you spend so long in a character of someone else. What did you discover about yourself?
I worried about what people say. I it's so crazy because I worried a lot about what people say. Because I went to an audition one time and it was just for a small like role, and I was like, I had to be like a crackhead, and it had to be, and I had to go, and I wanted to go through London as a crackhead, and I did that. But every 2 seconds, like I would just look around to feel like people watching me. And sometimes they were not even giving a fuck about what you were doing, you know. But I would just like look around and feel like shit, I'm being watched. And that's something I learned about myself. Like I care about the opinion of people a lot. And that's a bad thing because that's when obviously you're not yourself 100%. But then I've worked on it a lot. I've worked on it. But yeah, I still have a lot. I still have a bit to go. But yeah.
Now, as you mentioned before, using this method, people can take it can go too far. We've got the Joker, for example. When you use your own emotional memories to play a character, where do you draw the line between acting and actually reliving something painful?
War line. War line. War line. It's crazy. War line. Like you get to a situation where like uh someone is hurting you, like a girl is telling you, no, I don't want you on the seat, like I don't want you. And you feel like you remember that when you were like 80 years ago and a girl tells you, I don't want you, and then you start crying. And then obviously the director's like, cut, but you're still crying. And then you go there and you hug her, be like, I'm so sorry. Like yeah, there's no lie.
It's
It's so
hard,
crazy, but
man.
there's no lie.
Yeah.
It's hard. You need to find the line. You need to find the balance. I feel like I'm not found there yet, but I'm not being any harm to myself or the other people, so I think I'm fine.
What separates the actors who survive from the ones who eventually quit?
Discipline, obsession, and I would say manifestation. People don't talk a lot about manifestation, but Tom Holland, he manifested he was going to play Spider-Man. He manifested. I, you know what I'm saying? So people don't talk about manifestation, and it's so crazy because manifestation is like written in other words in the Bible as well. It says like in Proverbs 23 verse 7, it says as a man think in his heart, so it is. As a man think in his heart, so it is. And in manifestation, it says that if you can see it and you're not scared of saying it, it will happen. So yeah, manifestation and resilience. Because like there are people that get famous or not famous, sorry, but there are people that get successful or at the age of like 40, 50, 60, they didn't give up. And that's why, and it's bad to say, but I believe that people think that it's easy, but it's actually getting people think it's hard, but I think it's actually getting easier because a lot of people are quitting quite quickly. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's actually getting easier because there's a lot of people. It's bad to say, but at the end of the day, we live in a horrible world. And no matter how you try to change it, it's gonna be hard. You can do the steps, and trust me, I've done this, everybody have done the steps. But it's crazy because there's a lot of people giving up, and there's a lot of my friends I've tried to say, listen, you can do it. I can help you. Let's do it together. They'll be like, nah, man, I got this to do. Nah, man, I got that to do. And obviously, we're like, okay, cool, I've tried. I can't be there for you. You get say I've tried, but yeah, it's actually getting easier, and I'm noticing. Before I was like, why is it so hard? But I'm telling you, there are people that they do 2, 3, 4 years and then they're gone.
That's it.
Sad, sad. Yeah, it's sad.
I
It's
mean,
really sad.
it sucks to be them, but it's good for you. So
You understand? It's bad to say like, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
the saying is, don't hate the player, hate the game. The game's getting easier. It's not your fault.
There you go. But as I said before, I'm grateful to God because God has put me in this position, and yeah, and yeah, that's it.
Amazing. Now, in this industry, people tend to wait for the right time, right?
Yeah,
In your opinion, what is the right time?
there's no right time,
There
man.
is, I
And
thought so.
you know
I
what's
thought
funny?
so.
I know, sir. I was looking at your eyes. I was
Yeah.
looking at you, knowing that you knew the answer I was gonna give you. You already knew,
Yes,
and
because
that means that, yeah.
I think the exact same thing. I don't think there's a right time for anything. You go out, you go chase your dreams, go chase your goals. That's the right time.
Yes, there's no right time because if you wait at the right time, you're gonna be waiting, and while you're waiting, a lot of people are going for it, and that's what I say. You go there. There are two incomes, like sorry, there are two outcomes. You either lose or you go back, like, or you win. So if you lose, what do? You go again. So did you actually lose? You didn't lose. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's no right time. There's no right time.
King Davies, next section, we're going to do some rapid fire questions. I'm going to ask you a set of questions. Try and keep it within maybe 1 to 5 words.
Okay,
Ready?
try. I love this. Let's go.
Failure or rejection? Which is harder?
Failure.
Talent or discipline?
Discipline.
University or experience?
Love that. Love that. Experience. I can't lie.
Money or creative freedom?
Money can give you creative freedom. Creative freedom can not give you money. Ah.
Acting or entrepreneurship?
Acting,
I thought so. Persistence or knowing when to quit?
persistence. 10 times.
Build your own thing or work your way into the industry.
I'll say 50-50.
We'll take it.
Yeah, I'll say 50-50.
What's the biggest lie aspiring actors tell themselves?
It's too hard. That's it.
Last question. What's one mistake you absolutely refuse to make again?
Tell me that I'm not good enough. Yeah, I've done that.
Too many times, yep.
Come on.
King Davies, what is okay? That's the end of that section, by the way. That was amazing answers.
That was a fantastic section, man. Thank you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
No, of course. What's next for you or Dupe Origin Productions?
So we are currently writing a feature film, but man, that's when you know that there's a lot. Like, you go to like to people that have done a feature film, that they're doing a feature film, and you ask them like, brother, you're telling me that it took you 5, 10 years to do a feature film. What are you doing that time? Like, I want to do a feature film yesterday, not today. Say I want to do it yesterday, and then you write a feature film, and you're like, okay, now, okay, funding. Who's gonna give you 60K? Who's gonna give you 50K? But yeah, we are writing a feature film, but other than that, we've just finished producing an Italian film. I flew all my people back to Italy to do this film, and that's gonna come out by God's grace next year. And other than that, we are actually next September. Actually, September we are actually with the production company. We are producing another film, directed by the fantastic award-winning Zubair, who's the guy that actually directed In the Shadows 75. So he's doing another film, we are producing it, and I'm acting on it. And yeah, there's a lot going on, There's a lot. Because at the end of the day, you don't just produce the film. You need to invest on the film. You need to send it to places. So there's a lot. And yeah,
Now, before closing, I've got one last question.
go for it.
If your mum was sitting here listening to this whole conversation, what would you want her to know about the man you've become?
Thank you for inspiring me, innit? That's all I'll say. Thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for becoming the person I am. Because sometimes you feel back and you feel like, oh, when I used to go out, when I was 16, I used to go in Italy. I should be like, Davies, come back home. It's too late. Or your friends, come back home. And you feel like, nah, I'm like, oh, do I need to come back home? And then you see people that actually used to chill with, like, and it's bad to say someone in prison, someone, and you feel like, thank you, mom. Like, I didn't know, but now I know.
That's
So yeah,
it.
that's
That's it.
it. But yeah, thank you, mom.
Now,
Yeah.
King Davies, we have a closing tradition on this podcast. And that closing tradition is every entrepreneur that comes onto this podcast, I ask them if they're going through any hardships or if they have any bottlenecks in their business that the viewers watching right now can either offer you some advice or they can offer you their services. So now it's your turn. Have you got any hardships that the viewers can help you out on?
Ooh, that's a nice question. Oh wow, that's actually a nice question, bro. Oh, just keep supporting. I would say keep supporting. We are trying for the better, but for the to change the way the things are, even though it's hard, but we are trying. So just supporting, watching our films, supporting donations and stuff like that. That will actually help us. Yeah. Thank you.
No, you're very welcome. And I just want to say to the audience, speaking to King Davies for just less than 50 minutes now, it's showed me a lot about mentality, and I can tell already that King Davies, your mentality is unmatched. And I'm not just saying that because you're sat in front of me. I'm saying that because after so many hardships, after so many things that you yourself, that your mum has gone through, you're still here. You're still aiming for that Oscar. You're still doing you, chasing roles, building up your business. And it takes quite a lot. It takes quite a lot to do so. So I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you so much for sharing your mum's story. And I hope you make it so far in this industry, but I have no doubt you will.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you a lot. Thank you for this
You're
opportunity.
so welcome. No, of course. And just to the audience watching at home as well, you already know what I'm gonna say. Like and subscribe. I hope you watched the whole thing and enjoyed it as much as I did. Don't forget we release. Stay tuned for our new episodes Wednesdays. You know how it goes. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. King Davies once again. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you very
And
much. Means a lot.
we'll take care and see you on the next one. Goodbye.